Today's horoscope, Cancer October 5, 2024. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. The confidence you have in your plans, creative efforts, hobbies, or romantic pursuits is based on realism now, which is the best kind. Today's Venus-Saturn trine draws you to pastimes and pleasures that have something to teach you. You might put more effort into the practical side of your hobbies and relationships now. This astrological influence subtly boosts your appeal. Note that this is not the time for bold or flashy moves. The focus should instead be on bringing a plan or idea down to earth, expressing reliability, and coming through for others. It can be an excellent time for attention to detail with money, business, and creative projects. A magical day for your love life awaits today. Venus in your solar house of true love, romance, and dating brings extra dazzle as she aligns harmoniously with taskmaster Saturn. This bodes incredibly well for you to make a serious commitment or promise to someone whom you care for. Existing relationships can enjoy more bonding and stability. If you are single, set up a date with a prospective suitor who is looking for something long-term. Attracting someone reliable, practical, and supportive is highly possible at this time. Don't waste this heavyweight influence. Allow your love life to prosper and grow. Your professional journey is changing, Cancer. If you could do anything, what would you want to do? Consider this question as Venus in Scorpio trines Saturn retrograde in Pisces. The watery energy complements you since your intuition and imagination will become amplified. You already know that your professional journey is meant to be rerouted, but you may still need to find out where. Mystical signs and signals will caution you to consider taking the professional road less traveled. Do not limit yourself when there is a world of possibilities waiting for you. One of the best ways to feel free of negative energy is to make an agreement with yourself to take a break from reading or listening to the news, even if it's just for a day. Remember, there's a fine line between staying woke and never sleeping again. In order for your immune system to fight off illness, it needs on average a solid 8 hours of sleep a night. In order to be able to sleep, your body needs to know that it doesn't have to be on high alert. Those of us who are particularly empathic need to be especially careful when it comes to the media we consume, be it heart-wrenching segments on the nightly news or ultraviolet movies before bedtime. You aren't doing your endocrine, nervous, and immune systems any favors by exposing it to overstimulating, frightening content. You may be spoiled by today's vibrations. They're speaking only of you, and in the best of terms. This is a time of renewal, discovery, and new centers of interest that will be as varied as they are pleasant. Professionally, things will be better. You just need to harvest the good news. Sentimentally, you will only have to breathe in the sweet smell of happiness. What more could you ask for? In 14 days, Venus will return to your work sector, initiating the first planetary activity on the job front since earlier in the year. This coincides with a full moon in your career sector. In her final 2 weeks in a playful and creative part of your chart, Venus is maximizing these energies. You won't need to exert much effort as she moves towards a favorable alignment with Saturn in an adventurous area of your chart, reaching its height over the weekend. This alignment emphasizes the importance of embracing playfulness, creativity, and adventure in life. Venus not only moves into her final 2 weeks in your romantic sector today, but is just days away from a friendly aspect to Saturn in an adventurous part of your chart and to Mars in Cancer, which will peak a few days later. With the moon returning tomorrow, there is not just a romantically charged weekend ahead, but some of the most romantically charged days of the year. Daily Planetary Overview. A deeply introspective energy begins to settle in as the moon transitions into Scorpio, a sign where it feels both intensely powerful and emotionally charged. The Scorpio moon brings with it a heightened sensitivity, a time when feelings are not just felt, but felt deeply, all at once. It may be challenging to let go of a strong emotion or a gut instinct that pulls you in a particular direction. Have you ever noticed how, when emotions run high, they seem to anchor you in place, making it difficult to walk away? During this transformative lunation, the call to retreat and reflect will likely feel irresistible. So, if you're feeling that urge to pause, to dive inward, listen to it. Take this moment to decompress, recharge, and process what's bubbling up beneath the surface. Today, as the energy intensifies, I encourage you to take a deep breath and remind yourself, no one is deliberately trying to push your buttons. Often, when life feels overwhelming, it's not the external factors that truly get under our skin, it's the stress we're carrying inside. Have you ever noticed how a small frustration can feel 10 times bigger when you're already stretched thin? That's why today, it's so important to gift yourself some quiet downtime, even if it's just for a few minutes. Whether it's a short walk in the fresh air, practicing deep breathing, or simply stepping away from the hustle for a bit, these small acts of self-care will help you move through this emotionally charged phase with more ease. Sometimes, a little space is all we need to see things from a calmer, clearer perspective. Now, let's shift the focus to your energy, because today, you're feeling more than capable, you're feeling driven. There's this powerful urge bubbling up within you to set meaningful things into motion. Whether it's starting a new project, diving into a passion, or making headway on a goal, your motivation is in high gear. But here's a little reminder, as you ride this wave of enthusiasm, be mindful of how much you're asking from others in the process. Have you ever been so wrapped up in your excitement that you didn't notice the impact your requests were having on those around you? It happens to all of us, especially when we're super passionate about something. Today's cosmic vibe offers a gentle nudge to find balance between pursuing your ambitions and considering the needs of those who are walking alongside you. By being more aware of how others are feeling and respecting their boundaries, you'll create an atmosphere of mutual support. And here's the key: the more you make others feel included, valued, and respected, the more they'll be willing to jump on board with your vision. Think about it, have you ever been more motivated to help someone when you felt seen and appreciated? By fostering that same energy, you'll not only strengthen your relationships but also help bring your plans to life in a much more harmonious way. Of course, with all this communicative and driven energy, you might find that things aren't progressing quite as quickly as you'd hoped. Maybe there are a few roadblocks, or it feels like you're not moving as fast toward your goals as you'd like. But don't be discouraged. We all have those days when it feels like the universe is hitting the pause button, but that doesn't mean you're off track. Sometimes, these slowdowns are actually opportunities in disquisia euro moments that invite us to recalibrate, rethink, and refine our approach. Have you ever set your sights on a goal, only to realize halfway there that you needed to adjust your course slightly? That's exactly what today's energy is asking you to do. Take a step back and reassess where you're headed. Instead of pushing forward recklessly or forcing things to happen, use this time to make sure your path is aligned with your long-term vision. Trust that slowing down doesn't mean falling behind. It's a way to ensure you're moving forward with intention, not just momentum. After all, true progress comes from steady, thoughtful steps, not rushed leaps. So, as you navigate today's energy, remember to breathe through the intense emotions, embrace the clarity when it comes, and approach your goals with balance and patience. And don't forget to share your thoughts with me. How are you feeling today? Are you noticing any strong emotions rising to the surface? What moments of clarity have come your way recently? Let's keep the conversation going and support each other as we navigate these powerful cosmic shifts.